Hi guys, welcome to the 68 in France. I have driven the King Motor Warren HPI copy from the based Forza Flux HPI Apache VL made also something in that style for the chassis. Explorer Rally Game 370mm wheelbase. We have two cool body on it, the for Ford Fiestas with the white rims and rally tires, or Subaru with the golden rims and rally tires. I buy it for myself because I just want the cool body. I want the Subaru body, and I get a gift from a professional RC shop by AliExpress. He sent me all two body and all two set of rims. So when we on the road, this thing looks awesome. It's right scale for what I like, not too big, not too small. In this normally wheelbase you get only GT bodies, Porsche, Audi, Aston Martin from Kyosho and so stuff, but it's still classed in 1/8 scale but long wheelbase. And with this body on the top, it's a 1/7 scale, so it matches with the Armor, Felony, Infraction, Limitless. And I don't want the car in the beginning because I know Rowan King Motor and the plastic stuff is not the best, the bearing are not the best. It's also not, we see it in the unboxing video when we put the diff apart, that the quality from the molding from the parts was also not the same than HPI hot bodies. I have still here an old hot body and a Forza Flux, so I can put my complete axle on that long chassis and go with the wheel parts. But until I have paid, I will use it, so it's what I will done, and I will go back to what I done in the beginning from the channel. That means drive 50 packs, not in a row. I have not enough time, I have many trucks to test, so it's maybe gonna be a year until I can give you a real feedback about what that car can do. Now we drive 4 battery packs with the Gensace 5600 6S ATC. It's made for helicopters, and I really like it. I charge in general 5.8 to 6,000 milliamps. That means I can reach a little bit the cutoff. I'm down here to 3.2, so I have a cutoff by 3.4, 3.5 at the cells. It's a little bit low. They begin to disequilibrate a little bit, so I will go up to 3.4. So I will cut off with 3.6, 3.7. I will lose 5-minute run times, but it's not an issue. I have put a 2000 kV motor in there, 82mm long. It's more than we use normally in that type of car, but I want the more torque. I want more torque because it's a rally car, so I drift more than the on roads. And for drifting you need a motor who can hold the torque, who can keeping the tires spinning without going too much up with the heat and with the M-draw. That's why I choose that motor. I use for the moment the stock pinion they give us with 15.2s, and that is about 75 kilometers an hour. It's not the fastest, but it's okay for small course or for even rally style driving and having a good runtime. I drive at the first pack more than 40 minutes, then we go a little bit harder on the throttle, but we still reach 30 to 35 minutes run times. It was cold and it was wet. It's an important fact because we have super soft tires on it, but with cold and wet weather they're still spinning fast. That means less stress for transmission and motor. When the road is dry, when the tires begin to get grip, you will stress more the driveline, and also more the motor and electronic in the car. So maybe it's be more hot outside when you have more grip. That runtime will go down to 20-25 minutes. And I also maybe gonna put one or two tools more on the main pinion gear to reach 80-85 km an hour, just for the straight line, and the rest from the track you don't need it. So I have really great fun. I drive 150 CST teak oil in the front, 300,000 CST teak oil in the center. So I retake myself. It's repeat, sorry, 150,000 CST, 300,000 CST, and 10,000 CST. I let for the moment the stock shock oil, but I gonna maybe put harder in the front. The rear is okay, even with the higher weight from the battery. We have 800 gram battery in there. The rear is really nice. In the front I have to drill up the compression for my springs, and that make the car a little bit more bumpy in the front. It's not an issue on road, but because I buy it for some mall parkings where a little bit more dirt and not just a straight line, so I will maybe gonna put harder oil in the front, decompress a little bit the springs, and if I'm not happy with, I'm gonna put harder springs also in the front. I have a nice ride height, about 3 cm here, so with the battery in, I about 2 cm. Look like nice when we drive, but we still in turning go a little bit here to hit the body. I don't wanna. I can go a little bit up with the body, but I don't like the way it looks. Or I put harder setups in the shocks, or I go still a little bit up. I don't want to cut out the nose. I know if I cut out here a little bit from the nose, it will no more happens. We crashed the car one time, a really nice crash. The slow-mo is on the video, it will comes. The body has just a few craps on it, but nothing breaks. I first think I'm gonna break the nose by hitting something or destroy an A-arm or something, but nothing of that happens. Still, if we have only 0 to 2 degrees Celsius outside, the plastics will give us a real weak feeling in the beginning. Has had no issue with that for that point. I only drive 2.5 hours for yet. I drive Lugis super soft tires, and you see still after 2.5 hours I have steel profile because it was really wet. We drive really underwater, you cannot tell something else. What die is maybe the front bearings. In the first packs I hear some strange squeaky noise, and that was maybe a bearing who has stopped to turn, and then he turns a little bit in the hubs, and that's the weak point from that plastics. We have too much place for the bearing, he moves in the hubs, and the spindle himself, the output from the drive line here, himself in the bearing is a little bit loose, because it's not a big quality car, of course. But regarding that, we drive 2.5 hours with 6S, having any time of no type of issue. For the moment, I'm happy. I will see what happened after 10, and we see what happened after 50. If the dry line go to 50 battery packs with that runtime, I can tell it's okay to buy it. For the moment, I can tell you don't buy it, it's a shit car, and I also not can tell you buy it because it's a tough car. He do the job, that's a fact. Take care in summer, and when the heat goes up, that's the bearing here inside the bulkheads not will do the same at what happens here. They're gonna move, and then gonna make a bigger hole and a bigger hole, and then you will have a breakdown. But if we can put here HPI or hot body cells here from the Forza Fluxon, also the arms and all the knuckles, it's okay. If you really hold 50 battery packs without any issue, and then we have to overhaul it, but in that moment can put the HPI or hot body stuff on it, it's really alright. I already have one here, so it's really easy for me to just take the chassis plate and put all the stuff from the hot body on the truck, but I want to test it. I have paid, so I'm gonna use it. That's my drive style. You see here that CVD output, not the CVD but the output drive shaft from center and the axles from the dog bones after 2.5 hours in ready condition are still okay, also front and also rear. But keep in mind, I said it before, it was sleepy. So in sleeping condition, less stress on driveline. I did not change any type of how to say, of setup. The car is out from the box, from the axle, from the angle. I don't touch the rear, I don't touch the front. The car goes straight. And look at tire using. We are symmetrical here. That means out from the box, the setup from that car at the axles is better than many other brands. I never had an armor in the hand with straight lined axles, no Obao with straight lined axles. It's really not common to have steel at that point of that time car out from the box where you have nothing to check, even if it's a cheap brand. What costs the most is clear is the shipping cost to us. I think if some shop here will provide that, we will have it for less money. For the moment, it's clear I prefer the Hobao GTB. 270 euro it costs by us. Here you get cool rally tires, but if you go on-road you have to put on-road tires. On the Hobao, the on-road tires, the stock on-road tires are bad, so you also have to change it, so we are at the same point with the tires. But the body by King Motor looks gorgeous. That's a really plus point. I know the driveline and the plastics by Hobao are just awesome. I drive any of my Hobao a year long and hit many times and have many crashes. And on my own road GTB, GTS or VT, I never change any part. After 1 year, it's clear I have some used bearing, I have some driveline who is a little bit out-checked, but it's easy to change, and after 1 year and hundreds of battery packs, it's not an issue. So it's still less priced. So if you can get just the body, take an Hobao GTC and put the cool ready body on it. You also can buy way expensive cars like Serpent long wheelbase, Kyosho for a Neo, but the Kyosho is bad from the driveline. I know Kyosho is a big brand, but the RTR are really not good. The Kyosho Inferno VE has also a cool American muscle car body, but underneath mechanical is really not good. You have weak shock towers, you have parts really wearing really fast. And if you drive 6S, you do really pain to the chassis. So, you can also do it yourself. You can take an Arma Typhoon, a chassis from a Kraton or Talion, depending on what you want and weight distribution. The Talion has the weight more in the middle, like that one. I'm used to drive my own road with the weight more in the front, so you can take an Arma Kraton chassis, the center dog bones, and you can make yourself a rally car with a cool body. We're also going to make that cool body in unbreakable stuff, the Subaru and the Ford. So that's great news. You can do the same with any brand. If you take a buggy from a brand and the truggy chassis and the center dog bone, you can do a short cross 1/8 scale. We're talking about 1/8 scale here, or a rally car 1/8 scale. A bumper is easy to put on. You can take a bumper from another brand who already exists, like that one. You see just two or three screws underneath. Then you are coming back here to the shock tower. That's maybe easy to do on most of the cars, to put that one. You don't specially need the rear one. It's just for the look, but I love it. It looks nice. Hongnor has cool bumpers and many GT brands, brands who make GTs, so it's really easy to make a long GT or rally car For GT, it's better to get a flat chassis with no angle in the front, no camber angle in the front and some stuff. So the most of the time you use buggy chassis to do a rally car. I think really super nice would be a Techno RC EB48 buggy chassis with the truggy chassis and the long dong bones. So it will be the less weight car you can get from that size, also the toughest. The Techno RC are really tanks and I really like it. Also the Team Esso, you can take an RCB 3.1 or 2 or 3 and put the truggy chassis in place to make a real super tough and light rally car. Don't forget, if the car go big, you go heavy. That's the problem if you take armor parts. The armor are already heavy. Also the same stuff if you make it with a core rally car. It's will be heavy at the end point, and that's on road not a good fact. In off-road it's okay to be heavy, to have good traction. It's important to be not heavy. That means I forget the name. If you are not heavy, you are, I don't know more anymore. So let it be that way. So less weight is better for jumps, and also the same case for off-road if you want to have cool runtime or big performance. For speed runs it's two different schools. Or you go super really lightweight, but you have to get super heavy aerodynamics because of the high speed of the car. If you are too light, the car will spin up and go ahead. A heavy car bring better the power to the ground for reach the top speed, and will have less issue to go against the heavy weight from the air on the body. But the only world record we get now is a super light 110 scale car, two-wheel drive with a super aerodynamic body. That's an American dude with Castle in there, and he goes over 300 kilometers an hour. Or 200 was 230 or 300 kilometers an hour. Don't know anymore, but it's a world record set many years ago, and since then no one does better. Even if heavier car with more S in there, with bigger motor, even some people try with two motors and all the stuff, but no one gets that world record until now. So what is the better way to do? It is on you to check it. I prefer to get lightweight on road. I prefer to get heavier on road for big off-road, and when I go jump I want to have the lightest possible weight in the air, also for smoother landing. If you have one, comment me. If you hadn't done something, comment me. If you on the way to, if you don't know where to find this body, don't ask me, I don't know anyway. I not find the body without the whole car. That's why I take the whole car. I hope soon can be see on the internet this body to sale naked. It is the Subaru or the Ford Fiesta. For us in Europe, I would say we will get the unbreakable version. For the rest of the world it will be maybe some delay until someone does it for you, because I cannot send it to USA. I will pay more shipping costs to send something to you than the price for the body, and that's for the moment the issue for handle it free. The run video are coming, and I will say after each run time I put the body off and I take a look with the camera on the output drive shafts and the bearing. I don't gonna change now this bearing. I'm gonna let it in, they're still spinning, and we wanna see what happens. Maybe. Or if I have some time, I put some fresh, good quality bearings in to not destroy my hubs. But if I do that, we don't wanna see what happened with the hubs. Full stock. What I'm going to do, I'm also gonna run on a track with it, and I really hope to get soon my 50 runs to make a real end review from the car with all the pictures and videos before that. So it will be a real end review and not just with cutted footage and the best of, and put what the breaks down away and all that stuff we see way too much on way too much big channels. Bye guys.